Hey guys, it's XJ9 here, and today we're going to be doing a patch 11.10 patch notes. Uh, I haven't looked at this really. I've seen some things, so I know some of the changes. I'm going to probably start not even looking at the PP honestly, because I like kind of making it a surprise. I think it makes it more exciting. I think it's more exciting to see how I think about the changes, like from a first reaction and stuff. So I don't really go on media, so the only way I see future changes is literally well, I follow that Mark Yeller guy, so maybe I should unfollow him just because I don't want to see it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, it depends. But yeah, we're gonna go right into this, and we're gonna see what changes they've done to the game. Also, I apologize if I have to drink water because I woke up just a bit ago. So yeah. Bard, uh, passive Traveler's Call, damage reduced by 10. So it was 40 damage and now it's 30. So that's good. That's his little chimes. So that's just his base damage. Yeah, Bard does a lot of damage in general. Supports in general do a lot of damage, and I honestly think they definitely need to be toned down. It feels like a lot of times they actually do even more damage than their AD carries just because well you're usually going after the AD carry and the support actually does just as much damage sometimes. So it's kind of funny. Darius, E apprehend. Cooldown was 24 to 12 seconds. Now it's 26 to 18 seconds. This is a ginormous nerf because Darius maxes his, I believe, second. I definitely don't think they max this first. Maybe they do, but I'm pretty sure they don't. Um, that is a ginormous nerf. Darius has been overtuned for quite a while. He's been like above 50% win rate for like probably over a year. Um, just he's a really strong champion in general. So that's a giant nerf, and now he has like a big moment of weakness now. Like early on, he's impacted, and as the game progresses, he's impacted. So this nerf is huge nerf because this is the only way he really gets on you. So you really have to land your E if you're playing Darius. You can't just miss it. It's more. I would I would say it's more of a lane nerf, but like yeah, I can see scenarios where like he's kiting people or running away, and then he like apprehends. But yeah, it won't be up for a while now. Galio. Well, let me make sure I'm recording. I am recording. Okay, thanks. Galio. W Shoulder the cooldown was 18 to 16 seconds. Is now 18 seconds, so that was the nerf. And Magic Turn Shield. Magic Damage Shield was 8 to 20% max HP. Now it's 8 to 15% max HP. Um, that's quite interesting. It's only well, it's interesting because so it's the cooldown is slightly the cooldown doesn't really matter that much. I don't know if he even maxes that first or second or third rounds. I haven't really looked into Galio. Magic Damage Shield though. Um, again, like I think to really understand how big of a change this is, I kind of have to look up if he even maxes this like second or third or even first. Um, so for instance with Galio, uh, in middle, he maxes at second. That's very popular, 88% of the time. Very rarely he maxes it first though, which is also interesting. It also has a very good win rate too, which is very interesting. Um, maybe a concern in matchups and so support. He maxes this first, so um, this was probably targeting mid lane though more than support, I would think, because well, support doesn't really get that much HP maybe, um, and won't get as many items. And this is just again like oh a mid lane oh he's getting all those levels because this isn't in bonus HP, it's maximum HP. So I feel like this is a more again like let's even read what Riot said. Gallo's been scoring high as a mid laner and support and support. Okay, and support. Yeah, I've actually seen support a lot in pro play. However, the support win rate on cord in this is only like 50%. In middle, it's 53%. So I think it's mostly middle. I think support is kind of like a side thing that they've kind of tiny. Support wasn't as impacted as mid lane. His shield is where a large part of his problem lies. With an early max, Galio's durability, durability remains strong throughout the course of the game, so we're giving his shield appropriate downtime and skill in the match. Yeah, so that's very interesting. So again, with mid lane, uh, it's only a 1% win rate lower, but like it's probably situational because well, you would want to pick Galio if you're versing, AP mids, and if you max that, you can't really take damage. And Riot doesn't like passive gameplay at all. They really hate it. And yeah, when you play support, yeah, you max that. It's kind of annoying. So yeah, I think they just don't like passive and getting tanky and being like a stat check and making certain classes like APs as be worthless. So I think that's fine. Like it's pretty fair nerf. Like AP Galio is still very strong mid. Support Galio is very strong. They just think that it's too passive if you max it and too dangerous. Like you're too tanky pretty much. So that's interesting. Um, Jinx base armor decrease or damage now capped against epic monsters. Uh, Armor of Jinx was 28 and now it's 26. So again, any stat, especially to 80 carry, is huge. So she's a lot more vulnerable now. She also doesn't have a dash. Her ultimate, yep, damage is capped at 1,000. AOE is capped at 800. Um, what? Can her ultimate actually hit an epic monster? What? XQ damage against epic monsters is not capped at 1,000. AoE damage is capped at 800. Can it actually? I don't think it can hit Baron or Dragon. I think it needs to hit a champion. So that's very confusing. What? Like, but this is a huge nerf because it was uncapped before. So because everyone's picking Jinx is because of her comeback potential, pretty much with Ultimate and with Dragon and Baron. Because when they buffed her, people kind of like realized, oh yeah, Jinx is this really snowbally champ that also can have comeback potential. Um, let's see what Riot says because I might even look at that. Despite Jinx's bug fix nerf in 11.9, she's still at the top of the marksman's heap. In addition to her big old deadly rocket to snipe objectives, she's a safe pick to handle most scenarios. We're making her more vulnerable to enemies if you want to shut her down early on, and then pulling back on a mega frustrating point on a roll. Okay, here's the thing. I really don't think that it can hit Baron or Dragon unless it means like the radius, like maybe there's an AoE radius on the ultimate and like the center does 1,000 damage. I don't really know. Let's see details. Yep. I don't really get that. Yeah, it only hits enemy champions. So I don't really get that, but that's kind of like a weird wording. But I'm gonna assume that if the crater, like the center, does max damage and like those edges do the 800 damage or something. Honestly, Katarina moon speed. It was 340. Now it's 335. So her moon speed's been reduced by 5. Um, why? I don't know. Katarina's been terrorizing skill play, so we are adjusting her roaming powers due to the impact it has on higher level matches. Yeah, Katarina's kind of like a Master Yi AP mid, honestly, because you can be losing, but she has so much comeback potential just because of how resets work. I don't like reset champions in general. I don't think they should honestly even exist. I think they're just stupid. Because they're really hard to balance because it's like it's either they feel bad or they feel good. There's no in between of feeling decent, which is kind of funny because they're balanced around resetting. At least they hopefully should be balanced around resetting. Um, so I guess that's fine. Whatever. Kayle. Passive define ascent. A flame AP damage ratio 20. It was 20%. Now it's 25%. Transcended bonus attack range. It was 50. It was 575 total, but now it's 100 or 625 total. Myrna Man bug fix. Kayle's fire waves now properly applied. Myrna Man shock. Kayle's low weak across all levels play, so we're tightening her moment of transforming ascension at level 16 so she can rain down and damage from above. These are really big buffs, honestly, because Myrna Man was also a very strong situational item as well, and yeah, the fact that the fireway is also applied is pretty huge. That's like a complete. That's like changes. Like when they do a big gameplay change like that, it pretty much changes the champion's playstyle completely, like situational playstyle. And the attack range at level 16, I believe when it says transcendent bonus attack range, I believe you gain another bonus range when you hit level 100. So that's really big. I mean not level 100. Why did I say level 100? What? Level 16. Um, yeah, it's pretty big. So, yeah, Kayle looks pretty good. Cool. Kennen. W Electro Surge, maximum stacks bonus damage. It was 10 to 50, 20% AP. 60 to 108% AD. Now it's 20 to 60. So it got buffed by 10 base damage, 25% AP, a 5 more AP ratio, and 60 to 100% AD. So they kept the AD ratio the same. AD cannons unaffected. It is just does more base damage and a slight AP. So I guess it's a slight tune. Lux our E losing singularity. Damage was 60 to 240 plus 60% AP. Now it's 60 to 260 plus 65% AP. That's a huge buff. To people, again, I mean, I just want to, because I just don't play these champions or really look into it. I don't honestly really care that much. Lux, where is she? Okay. What do people max on Lux, guys? Well, yeah, Lux support maxes her E for long range harass. So that's a straight up buff to Lux support. And yeah, mid lane does the same thing. They don't even max their Q. So overall, this is just a big buff. Anything that helps wave clearing and CSing is huge in harass. So this is a giant buff. Let's see what Riot actually had to say about this. Our laser lady has been underperforming in mid and support, so we're putting more zap in her wave clearer to help Lux players in mid lane, as well as support Lux players who tend to play more aggressively in the bot lane. What the fuck happened? Oh my god, Riot Games. Okay, I might have to open this up somewhere else. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, well, luckily we're recording because I'm gonna be honest, that might have been my internet. But yeah, this is a really big buff, like a really big buff. So yeah, if you like enjoy playing Lux, go play her. Sejuani, E targeting updated. That right off the bat, the one thing that's weird is I believe you have to like put your mouse cursor or like face them to throw it. It's like really weird. I think you need to put your mouse cursor over. This is really strange. So I'm actually curious on what they've done with her. E permafrost updated targeting. 250 for all targets. Prioritizes champions within 50 of cursor, then non-champions within 50 of cursor, then champions within 350 of cursor, then closest unit to closer within 2500. This only applies if there is no target directly under your cursor. Updating to drawing targeting so that she knows which bullseye. Yeah, yeah, this is great. That's a great change because yeah, her E is really weird to use sometimes. I feel like that might be the big issue people sometimes have playing her and if they're not accurate with their mouse. So that's a really nice change of quality of life. Honestly, this is a big quality of life thing. Honestly, so really nice change. Talon, uh, Q bonus AD damage ratio decreased. His Q Noxian Diplomacy damage ratio was 110% AD. Bonus AD, now it's 100% AD. Quite interesting. Let's see what they had to say about that. Talon's been raking it in as a premier mid lane roamer in elite play. This is crazy. 'Cause I haven't really looked at pro play in a while, and it's just crazy how much people are playing different things. Oh no, he got buffed, so it's actually not a surprise. I lied. So never mind. I just kind of forgot. He's been able to pack a punch in lane, then dash and slash his enemies in the next lane over. Yep, we were slowing down his roll by lowering some of his upfront bursts and dialing down how much he spikes for each successful game. Yeah, this also hurts his all in, I believe, as well. So yeah, that's pretty good. Although well, it's bonus AD, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think he gets bonus AD from passives. I don't really know, but I guess that's fine. I don't really know. Good luck. Good luck. The Thresh. Base health decrease, health growth increase. So base stats, health, it was 561, now it's 530. Quite a big nerf. Health growth was 93, now it's 95. So yeah, it takes about what 14 levels or 15 or something like that, or 15 levels ish. Yeah, 15 levels to get your health back. So that's a nice nerf, I guess. Make him squishier. He's a bit tanky to begin with. So what do you have to say about it? We try to chain down the Thresh in patch 11.8, but the Warden's still keeping his enemies prisoner in elite play. We're lowering his early durability so he'll be more successful to all-ins. Okay, that's good. I've seen so many Threshes with 1 HP. Yumi, Q Prowling Projectile. Base damage was 40 to, was it 190? 190. Now it's 50 to 200. Quite a nice buff. Base and power damage was 45 to 245. Now it's 60 to 260. That's a huge buff, especially for a level 1, because you max your E first typically. So that's quite a big buff in terms of damage, because it honestly sometimes felt like it did really nothing. So that's quite a nice feel change for Yumi. W and me. ally icon big fix. Yumi's allies level icon now probably reverts back to normal when Yumi detaches from said ally. Yeah, this is a bug that's been in the game for quite a while, so that's nice. Let's see what Riot had to say about this. It appears that the bot lane is full of dog people. I'm sorry, full of dog people because Yumi has been a less ideal partner for marksman champions due to her move more passive presence to coax her back as a more active participant in lane. We're giving her some damage from the outset that her Q feels more like poke than a pat. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I thought this would be. Um, Zyra. Let's see. Passive Garden Thorns. Vine Lasher slow was 25%. Now it's 30%. W rampant growth. Cooldown was 20 to 12 seconds. Now it's 18 to 10 seconds. This is a ginormous buff to Zyra. Zyra's already been very strong. Just no one picks her. But everyone's probably going to play her. Then they're going to cry about her and then complain about broken supports. So, yeah, just having an increased slow like that is huge. And also, the W is pretty much her main part of her kit, which pretty much makes Zyra Zyra. So the fact that it's less like that's just so crazy. Like, oh, I don't know. That's just crazy. Do you even max the plant second? I don't even know what you do on Zyra. Maybe max it first. Let's look at that. Let's look. Let's look. People they max a second or third. However, yeah. So the higher win rate and play rate is maxing W third. Uh, the other ones, the win rate's actually not bad on maxing E into W. It might even be good to do that. So maxing E into W might be very strong now in general. I don't know, it depends. But yeah, maybe doing E into W just because of the cooldown is also going to be better now. So I'm quite interested in seeing what happens. I also kind of like I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this because I feel like it's not needed, but at the same time, I feel like this opens up people who might want to be like, I want more upfront burst, so I'm gonna max my Q and E. But then there'll be other people who are like, I want to max my utility, so I'm gonna max my E and W. So I hope this ends as a way to open up more decisions in the champions because I feel like more champions need to be they need to have more decisions. Like pretty much, like I don't like that they max the same thing every time. I love champions that have a reason to max something else in a different game. I really wish Riot did that more because I really feel like that's a very easy way to make like it's not even like a really it's a skill gap, but also just it makes you feel more like every game's different, and I think that's really important about League is since it's the same map and sometimes even the same champions because of metas. I think it's very important to make the game feel different every time. So hopefully that's what happens with this change. I'm not even sure if they're maybe experimenting with that. Who knows? Items, Abyssal Mass. Well, I'm actually curious. Did I read what this? Yeah, feeling. Yeah, yeah, who cares? Who cares? Okay, Abyssal Mask. Health. It was 350. Now it's 400. Unmasked damage ratio. It was 10%. Now it's 50%. Unmasked. Unmake damage ratio. Unmake is a wait. Unmake damage ratio is damage amp to all for you and all allies, so quite big. Unmake duration, it was 4 seconds, now it's 5 seconds. So they just buffed the item straight up. They didn't change any gold values. Um, Abyssal Mass is also, again, like one of the few actual good MR items. It just kind of felt lackluster at times. Um, Definitely a really good item to get on a champion, like even like Sejuani would like this item a lot. Zach would like this item. Well, I don't know. It's a bit weird because Spear Visage is nice, but at the same time, it's Spear Visage sucks. So I don't know. Zach's kind of in a mess. There's a lot of things who like this item, so I guess that's good. At all phases of the game, Abyssal Mass is getting overlooked in favor of more powerful defensive options. It could use more raw power to complete against. Yeah, I agree. So I guess that's fine. Gore Drinker, thirsting slash healing. Was 25% AD plus 8% missing HP. Now it's 25% AD plus 10% missing HP. I like this. Makes it feel more like a mythic because they nerfed the item like crazy before. So now, you know if you hit three champions, you're gonna get 60% more missing HP healing. So that's nice. What does Riot have to say? Gordringer has been on the weaker end of things for a while now and has been pushed phasing out of fighter builds, giving it a chance by bumping it up its healing. I would say it's actually been fine. It's just a lot of people don't adapt. Like Set Jungle loves Gore Drinker. It's really good on him. same time, you can argue, oh well, that other items good with the attacks. Be like, no, Gore Drinkers is really strong. I think it's a very underused item, but like, yeah, I just will encourage people to use it. I think it's fine just because I do feel like they perhaps over nerfed it when they nerfed it ages ago. At least I believe they nerfed it ages ago. So yeah. Gunso's Rage Blade combined cost was 1,100 gold. Now it's 900. So just flat out reduce the gold. Was what I have to say. Gunso's has been in a rough spot, so we're making a more affordable option for on-hit champions to ramp up their damage earlier on in the game. I think that's fine. I mean, hopefully it's a Master E buff. I think I don't even know. Hopefully that doesn't bite them because it's just such a weird item. Gunso, these rule-breaking items are I don't like them personally. They're kind of Rift Maker combat trigger, dealing damage to enemy champions, dealing damage and taking damage from enemy champions. Void corruption, increased damage per second, 2% stacking up to 5% for a maximum of 10 seconds. Now it's been changed to 3%, stacking up to 3 times. So this is ginormous buff. Let's see what Riot has to say though. We're speeding up Riftbreaker stacking time and broadening the ways to trigger this stacking for a more satisfying expected field during combat. Yeah, I've been playing because I never really played like more that much or Gwen with this. But I've noticed when I was playing Gwen, you run out of stacks a lot. Sorry, even mid fight, and it's just really weird. Like it's kind of weird that it wasn't giving you stacks if you get hit by enemy champions. So it's nice that it'll refresh even if you're getting attacked. Not sure if it counts AOE like as I mean not AOE a damage over time like brands burn or something, but it probably does. And the void corruption is huge just because getting the the stacks 5 seconds of combat is quite a long time to get the stacks, and yeah, even though it's 1% less damage, it does damage faster, and also now it's only after 3 seconds, you get the true damage, the 9% true damage. So instead of 5 seconds or 10%, you get that. This item is insane. So like all the champions, more like Mord, who's getting a skin by the way. Is it a coincidence? Mord, Gwen, this is a huge buff for them. This item is very powerful now, like extremely powerful. Rune's Phase Rush. This rune's overpowered as hell. I hope they nerf the hell out of it. Cooldown 15 seconds. Now it's 30 to 10 seconds based on level. Bonus movement speed 40 to 60 for melee, 25-40% for range. Now it's 30 to 60 for melee, 15 to 40% for range. That's good. This is great. Let's see what Riot. Well, I'll see what Riot has to say after. But yeah, this rune has been overtuned like hell for ages. It was buffed like 2 or 3 times in a row massively, and like it became just such a dominant option, and it's kind of what led to like the annoying meta of like Udyr, Hecarim, and stuff, and why they were so overtuned is because you can't get away. Like you have to have a stun, and it's just like even if you have a stun, you die anyway, and they can't be slowed, and it's just not fun. The fact that the slow is 75% at all points of the game is extremely powerful. I'm kind of surprised they never really changed it. Like they should probably look into making it scale. Like again, like I don't know, a 25 to 75% scaling, like 1 to 16 or something. I don't know. It's just kind of strong because like realistically, like should a slow really like it just has so much power. Like realistically, like does even if you only had like a 40% slow at like level 6, should it really hinder you that much? No, it's still a lot. That's better than boost of swiftness. Let's see what they have to say. Phase Rush dominates high level play with its ability to provide safety both in lane and extended fights. Well, it provides safety as well as provides offense, so it's both. And if you don't have it, then you just get run down. We're pumping the brakes for users across the board. We know a few champions are very tied to Phase Rush, and we'll be monitoring them closer to the patch and follow up as needed. Who's tied to Phase Rush? I don't really agree with that. Um, it's like I don't know, Iron Soul maybe. I don't know. Let's look at Ari. Let's look. Let's look. Let's look. I'm actually very curious right now, guys. So um, we're gonna be opening up a ton of things right now. Let's look at Hecarim. Let's look at Gragas. Let's look at Fiddle. I don't know who's tied to Phase Rush. The champions I think of Phase Rush are like are Udyr, Hecarim, Graves, and sometimes Kindred. Uh, who's tied to it? I don't think anyone's tied to it. It's more like What? I don't agree with that. I think they have plenty of other options if they don't want to go phase. Just like Hecarim on Conquer is fine. It's probably even better. Uh, okay. Well, let's look at this. Almost got enough stuff open, and okay, this looks good. Okay, Arn Soul. What does he take? He takes Phase Rush sometimes. That's gonna run rate. He'll be fine. He's overpowered anyway, right? Ari. What does Ari take? Ari doesn't take Phase Rush. Anivia. Does Anivia take anything? Nope. I'm Anivia. Is Annie? Nope, not Annie. Diana? Nope. Hecarim? Yeah, he does take it, but I don't know. I mean, obviously he takes it, but I don't think he's tied to it. I think Conquer's just good. I also kind of feel bad because like I feel like they kind of like completely ditched Predator. Like Predator's not even used anymore because Phage Rush and all these other things are so overpowered. Gragas doesn't even use Phage Rush, or maybe he does. I'll open it again. So I can't support. Does he use it? No, I think he uses Predator. He's like the only champion that uses Predator the entire game. Oh, if L6 uses Predator too, I guess. Whatever. Cassidy, he doesn't use it. Udyr definitely uses it. Conquer is just as good in precision, yeah. I just don't feel like they're tied. Shyvana's tainted. It's Conquer singed. Um, I think Set support uses Phase Rush. Yeah, he does. Other runes do better though, according to this. Yeah, I don't. Well, I know they said few champions, but like I don't think they're tied because again, like I said, like the champions like Graves, Hecarim, Udyr, like yeah, like those are literally the champions that use facials. Like they're not tied to. I don't like that statement. It really annoys me because they don't need buffs if this is a nerf because they're like nah, that's kind of the reason they're overtuned to begin with. So hopefully they don't knee jerk as usual. Jungle update. Okay. Let's look what they did. Can't respawn time. It was 2 minutes. Now it's 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Can't respawn glowing indicator. 15 seconds before camp spawns. 10 seconds before camp. Well, I kind of know some of these things. So right at the back, that's a big jungle nerf. However, I do think they increased the gold of the monsters anyway, so I don't think it's a big deal. Too much people are AFK farming too much and picking AFK farm junglers all day. That's really all I saw. I played 3 games on this account, and I versed 2 Morganas and a Kindred, and literally all they did was AFK farm. They did not really do anything the whole game. And yeah, it's kind of stupid. So I feel like this actually opens up more skill to the jungle because it's not like 2 minutes 30 seconds. Like I think it was 2 minutes 30 seconds before. 2 minutes 15 seconds might be more of a sweet spot, uh, for jungle timers because yeah, I just really feel like AFK farming is way too strong nowadays. Um, the 10 seconds before the camp spawn is also a good change because uh, I I feel like that also even opens up a more skill play. So like if you're across the map, it's not you're like oh it's gonna spawn and I'm gonna go farm. You have to like know it's gonna spawn or and also you won't go there. Like say I just did my Raptors and my Krugs just got that timer. It's trying to not encourage you to go there and just wait 15 seconds for them to spawn. It wants you to actually do something. So I think that's fine. The comeback experience, when jungler is at least 2 levels below the average level of all players in the game, they can increase XP from large and epic monsters, so only large and epic, not small. These cancel grant 50% XP more per level below the average level of all players in the game. I think this is fine. I think this is fine just because I'm not sure if this is exactly how much comeback speed there was before, but I do think games are too snowball. Like it's kind of strange. And again, because I think the problem with comeback speed before was just the jungle was so bad to begin with that that's why comeback speed didn't feel good. And I don't even know if comeback speed was introduced or if it's always been in the game. I really don't know. I don't really remember. But I know the issue with comeback speed before was just the jungle meta was so shit. So the comeback speed felt bad because you were forced to play a certain way. But I feel like with this sweet spot, the jungle XP really shouldn't be an issue unless you're getting absolutely like demolished in the jungle and again the thing that people don't understand is it's not like oh we're doing this because uh you want to reward bad junglers. Like, no, like I've had plenty of games where I literally have like three or four, or I got the Dragon Soul. Like I think even my last game, like I don't want to open up. I can show later. But I think my last game I was playing Gwen jungle versus a Kindred, and I was like level I think 11, and I got three dragons. So I'm doing really good. But the Kindred was level 14 and just AFK farm. So this would actually help me out and kind of encourages people to like, yeah, make the team play. Go, go engage for your team and die as long as your team, because I do so many plays where I make a play, I'm the only one who dies, and my team gets an ace. And that's why sometimes I fall behind. And so now it's like, oh, you get rewarded for doing those heroic plays, and you don't like it because if ends up bad, you're just screwed. You just lose the game. So again, it's a these changes. Like, a lot of people don't like this, but they have to realize that the game needs to be it needs to promote aggression and it needs to promote strategic decisions and defensive play. And it's just about a balance of everything. Everything's a balance of everything. So yeah, I just really think this is fine. This is actually a good change. Everyone else is going crazy about it, but I think it's fine. So that's all I'm gonna say about it. Smite. Um. Okay, let me drink water. Smite damage to monsters. Oof. 390 to 1000 based on levels. Now it's been changed. Now it's 450 at base, 900 after Smite quest completion. Um, quite interesting. So it's kind of a nerf early, but then it gets really good, like mid game or whatever, like 8 or 9 minutes in the game or whatever. So quite nice. Unsealed spellbook swap smite damage. Smite damage now increases after swapping summoner spells twice. So summoner spells twice. I'm not sure about smite twice, so just summoner spells. Smite and any crowd control now breaks Rift Skull shield before applying damage. That's pretty big because it means that if you smite the scuttle, it'll also break the shield and then do damage. So quite nice. I don't think it'll stun the scuttle though. So, ooh, wait, apologize. Um, it seemed all good. I mean, this is a huge change. This is gonna be very strange for people to play probably for a while, but I actually kind of like it because one issue I have, the thing that's funny is that I feel like the jungle is like when I was playing Gwen, a lot of times I didn't feel the need of smite because it either did too little damage or like, yeah, it usually just did too little damage. There's no point in using it. So like now the fact that it does more, it incentivizes you to actually use it. I would also say this is definitely a huge, like that. Depending on the timings of things, taking lucidity boots is gonna be really big because if you have a 900 damage smite before your enemy opponent and you're doing dragon, well, you just win. You know. So lucidity boots on jungles is becoming kind of mandatory, and that's kind of a, I would even say maybe even an issue, because that's the big thing about this is that the enemy jungle would have no chance. Like that's a big thing, like a big thing. So you can maybe even abuse that, like just I don't know if you can do first dragon and then by the time second dragon spawns, I think you can only do it for a first planned dragon if it's like a high level game where they actually word, because you cannot get out smited at all. So yeah, that's a potential strategy to win a lot of games. Just to keep in mind. So Lucidity Boot Rush, get that smite completion ASAP. Um, it would be by quite a few. Yeah, it would actually be quite nice. So you that would have to be a very precise timing though. So that might be a big thing to metagame people about. So keep that in mind. Survivability. Omni Vamp on jungle items. It was 10% to 8, and now it's 8%. Smite heal for max HP. Um, for max HP. Does it heal you for more when you're lower? Oh, I think it does. Yeah, I think it definitely does. I think it's like 75% increased healing based on each thing. I don't know, is it? Am I crazy? No, I'm lying. I think that's red buff. I know it now. Let's look. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking of. It might be red buff. I don't really care though. Yeah, whatever. Oops. Um, Omni Vamp. So yeah, it heals you more. So again, this helps all junglers, but most more precisely those weird junglers like no not much sustain like Ward, Zed and stuff. So really nice change. Even Gwen, it helps Gwen out, helps Shaco out. Quite nice. Omni Vamp. Why they loaded the Omni Vamp? Not sure. I'll look after. I'm gonna review what they say after. Um, Jungle Monster camp changes. So this is important as well. So Blue Sentinel. Um, the XP was 82 to 303. Now it's 78 to 234. Levels 1 to 18. So, ooh, oh, that's not the XP. That's the attack damage. Okay, good, good. I was like, what the hell? Okay, okay, because I also kind of know what to expect. So it's kind of like what. So they lowered attack damage by quite a lot. That's quite big. Maybe mid laners will stop dying. Red Brambleback 82 to 303. It's the same thing as blue. Gromp was 80 to 253. Now it's 78 to 234. Barely nerfed, but I guess that's nice because it attacks rapid. Merkwolf 42 to 156. Now it's 35 to 105. That's a giant nerf to the attack damage of the wolf, so the wolf will barely hurt you anymore. This also applies even though your first jungle clear, so yeah. A smaller Merc Wolves was 16 to 50, now it's 10 to 30. That again, that's huge. Crimson Raptor was 20 to 74, now it's 20 to 60. Um, oh, that's the giant one. So yeah, first clear is gonna be the same, but it'll be the it'll be weaker as the time goes on. Small Raptors was 30 to 49. Now it's 10 to 30. That's quite a big nerf considering how many there are. So yeah, Raptors is a lot easier to clear now. So that's nice. Big Krug, 80 to 303. Now it's 78 to 234. Big nerf, especially later on. Medium Krug, 25 to 93. Now it's 20 to 60. Big nerf. Um, Mini Krugs, was 70 to 663. Now it's 13 to 39. Big nerf, but again, I don't think it really matters because they would die in one hit anyway. You typically don't get hit by them anyway. Jungle Camp Health. Blue Sentinel was 1800 to 3150. It was 1 to 18. Now it's 1850 to 3238. So a slight change. Same thing with the red Brambleback. Rift Scholar was 1000 at 1000 HP all the way to 2066 HP. Now it's 1050 to 2170 HP. Just to compensate for the fact that it can die faster and also your smite stronger. It's mostly just the smite stronger. Jungle Camp Gold, Mini Krug, 12. It used to be 12 gold, now it's 13 gold. So you'll get 3 more gold from Krugs. Merc Wolf was 55G, now 65G. So you'll get 10 more gold. So 3 more gold from Krugs, 10 more gold from Wolves, 5 more gold from Gromp, and 10 more gold from Raptors. So if you want money, Wolves and Raptors is your go-to. Although maybe not because that's not the total goals. It's the gold change. So I'm not quite sure about the gold math on that, or if it's all about around the same. But regardless, I think they give a lot anyway. So yeah, quite interesting. Visual effects. Yeah, Karma got visual effects. Yeah. Let's see. Look at this bug. See if anything's game changing. Update the width of Pike's E. Better max the hitbox. That's good. Fix the bug where Prowler's Call Sand Swipe would only work on champions, not other targets like minions. That's good. Fix the bug where Sandra display healing from physical vamps against champions. Counter so that accurately displays the amount of healing. I guess. I think. Is that even? I think that's if Arena item. I don't know. Aaron of Souls Q, Star Search Stun on and R Voice of Light knockup are no longer delayed by up to 0.25 seconds. That's good. The Riffrail would no longer spawn the wrong way. I think I've seen this, which is kind of funny. Fix a bug where Fizz was unable to gain tier Regala stacks when killing minions with WC Stone Trident. That's fun good. Made it when a player completes Cole Reef's minion kill requirement via their allies' relic, shield, or spoils war, the player now properly gains the 350 gold from Cole. That's good. This is a really silly bug. Yon's Q Mortal Seal no longer only activates Navori Quickblade at point blank range. I don't really know what that means, but it sounds good. Navori Quickblade now properly triggers when Yasuo hits his E. I think it's talking about his crit passive. When Yasuo uses his E, Sweeping Blade, and Q. That's good. If a player inventory is full and they sell their trinket, attempting to purchase a ward stone will no longer subtract. Oof, wait. Sorry. Yeah. So attempting to purchase a ward stone will no longer subtract its gold cost given that the player's inventory is full. If a player's inventory is full, so okay, my inventory is full, I'm gonna sell my trinket. Attempting to purchase a ward stone will no. Wow, that's a huge bug. So that's fixed. Fix the bug where melee champions would gain 50%, 54% bonus attack range from rapid fire cannon instead of the expected 35%. That's really strange. I wonder who is abusing that. That's strange. That's only melee champions too. That's very strange. Hmm. Death Stance no longer extends Aspect of the Dragon's burn damage longer than intended, 3 seconds. Um, I wonder if it was doing true damage. That's right. That's good. That sounds like a really bad bug. I'm gonna be honest. I'm actually curious about this. I think this happened in my game actually, my last game. I typed Gwen as affection. Um, or was it? I don't know. I don't know why that happened. I'm looking at something. One sec. One sec. One sec. I don't know why that happened. I don't know. I was playing Gwen and somehow they died to my Elder Dragon. Yet I didn't do any damage to them. It was very weird. I don't know what the hell happened. I might look at the replay later before the patch. I mean, the patch might have already happened too. I don't really know. But yeah, that's good, I guess. Fix the bug where Feral passive or harmless Scarecrow FDs would not be useful for the rest of the game if their users sold their portal stacks at shop in Aram. I guess that's good. Fix the bug where Kali would deal double E shuriken flip damage if her target was very close to a wall. That sounds really bad. Vladimir no longer becomes untargetable when his W Sandra pool ends after using Zonya's Stasis during the ability. Um, Sounds bad, but yeah, looks like they fixed that. That's good. Some skins, yeah. Some Twilight Sparkle Camille. That's good. So I want to read the context in these jungle changes. Kind of. Well, maybe I already read this, so I don't know. Doesn't even matter. Oh, whatever. We'll read it. Who cares? Throughout the patch notes history, the jungle has been changed in ways that have pushed PV powers to the highest levels of importance, where the priority is to farm fast and get ahead of the experience curve. This is even more pronounced in higher levels of play, where the champion pool is narrowed down to those with competitive clearing abilities. Make it juggle a solve system in a scary place when you fall behind. Yeah, it's kind of annoying when it's a solve system and juggling so easy. I also feel like they could have also just adjusted this by just nerfing the top champions in their clearing speed or whatever their safety. I feel like there are a lot of picks that are very viable, but no one wants to do anything different. But I understand where they're coming from. To address this for relaxing camp timers allow for more leniency on pathing through the jungle. We're also because it always feels bad. Like, if you choose a gank and it goes bad, it's so punishing because they spawn so fast. We're also reinstituting the improved version of the comeback experience. Yep, an improved version which only kicks in when a jungler is significantly behind the game. I think before it was just one level behind, so that's nice. Now, if that's the case, it shouldn't feel impossible to win. The intent isn't so that a strategy is born out of a comeback mechanism, but instead to limit the number of games that truly are that feel truly out of hand due to a struggling jungler with no path to recovery. Yep. So I fully agree with this because even in games where again like I got the Elder Dragon, I feel like I'm really behind. Like it's really weird because it's just crazy because AFK farming is just so strong. Jungle timers and camp cooled. Even the fastest clearing junglers have little to no downtime between finishing one camp from the next. Yep. Um, our original intent for their aggressive respawn timing was that there's always an opportunity cost to taking any action across the map, and this pacing reduced jungler presence in lanes at the early game. Um, yep. The problem it brings is in hand is twofold. Junglers never feel like they've finished farming. Yep. Almost like the game was telling them that they're failing at optimizing their clears. Yeah, yeah. I say this a lot. Where like I say this a lot myself. Where like the game's telling you things like, and people tend not to understand that. Like, so I really like that. Yeah, yeah. So and Windows to set up exciting games were far few in between. I fully agree with that. As a result, we're partially walking back camp respawn timers from last year's preseason. In addition, we're also matching camp indicators to how players intuitively play around them, so can't constantly stress about being everywhere at once. Yeah. So that's one thing I also didn't. Did I think about it? I don't remember. But pretty much. The camp timer also, if you got invaded at red, it would give a big notification like, oh yeah, that's gonna spawn because I've versed so many junglers that like are oblivious to the blue or red spawning, and then like, oh, they see the icon glowing, they're coming across the map, and it is annoying. I just don't like that shit when the game tells them what to do. It really annoys me. Uh, can't respawn timer. 2 minutes. It's not 2 minutes. So yeah, we were talking this. So that's when we need the context. Comeback experience. Setting a jungler behind is usually concerted team effort at countering ganks, blocking off access to buffs, and controlling vision. Actually, that's not true. Um, not just enemy jungler clearing faster or counter jungling. No, in my experience, it's kind of funny you don't mention this. In my experience, I'll be doing bottom scuttle because we finished our level 4 clearing. Okay, if I have the bottom scuttle and no one's there, and enemy jungler's not in a lane yet, 100% they're at the other scuttle. I've pinged so many games that danger, danger, the enemy jungler's there, and my laners still die. People are just stupid. I'm not even joking. They're just really stupid and just die to the dumbest ganks I've ever seen. Then they blame. Like I literally pinged a gank. Oh, watch out top lane. Watch out mid. My top lane dies. I ping. Watch out mid lane, and my mid lane dies, and I yell at me. And so and oh yeah, he got 2 kills. Guess what? He can do whatever he wants. I have to play safer because he can kill me now because he has so much damage, so much snowball. And that's the thing that really sets junglers behind. Is just when the enemy jungler just gets these crazy ganks that shouldn't even work out because your team just doesn't listen because there's no league voice in the game. This is combined with the unforgiving pathing optimization due to aggressive 2 minutes respawn timer leads to cases where junglers who fall behind stay behind. Yep, and it's far less likely they have the ability to stabilize in comparison to other roles. In lane, losing a turret means you're farming closer to the safety of your base, and and enemies have to extend into your half of the map to fight you, but the jungle works counter to that. Since the turret going down makes its neighboring section of the jungle drastically less safe for the rest of the game, since you have to extend past your interns to farm it. All this being said, we don't expect most players to run into this comeback experience. Yep, except in most dire circumstances. And ultimately, although this catch-up boost is a healthy hand, it won't make struggling junglers as strong as they would have been they had they never fallen behind. Yeah, so again, it's just a buffer. Smite. A jungler is nothing without his summoner spell, so we're slapping on some quality of life buffs to Smite. No longer do you have to check your Smite tools up or buff bar when approaching an epic monster. And now you should be more kept to secure objectives. Yeah, that's the thing too. Yeah, now it's more consistent, so now you know like, okay, this is how much damage this deals. Because so many times it's kind of weird because like it can be super stressful. Like, oh, I'm going for the Baron Steel. I'm this level, but then jungler has 2 levels on me, so I have to Smite. Like, it gets really complicated. So that's nice. Also, it helps comeback potential because if you're losing and the main jungle is winning, you can never really beat him in a smite fight realistically. Survivability. Putting Omni Vamp on jungle items in preseason improved clarity by eliminating a wordy jungle specific regen mechanic, but also skewed towards benefiting champions who would clear fast. Yep, aka take less damage like Graves and stuff, and use the bonus as a health battery as the game went on. Yeah, that's definitely true because they just go to a camp and get all their HP back. We're pulling power out of Omni Vent while increasing the flat restore you get from Smite and reducing jungle camp damage across the board, especially small AoE camps. This way, junglers are less punished when they aren't able to instantly clear them. Yep, I fully agree. So, again, this is like the hurt champions like Graves, Hecarim, who have a billion sustain, billion kiting, self-playing gameplay. So that's really good. I like this change a lot. Jungle monster camp changes, and to top it all off, we have adjusted specific jungle camps based on our overreaching goals, reducing incoming damage from jungle camps to offset the reduced healing from Omnivamp, change jungle monsters' health to offset the higher smite damage, change goal values to offset income loss by stun timers. And the important thing to note is that you're so I really like this because the thing that's important is well is you increase gold, but you don't get increased XP. You don't get increased XP. Like the camps aren't getting XP buffs. The only thing that's getting XP buff is if you're falling behind. But I feel like it's not important because like I've had so many games where I'm doing so much stuff and like there's so much action that like, all my camps are up and like sometimes like even my camps are actually benefiting the enemy jungler. Like, I'll be doing things and my enemy jungler just goes and counter ganks me and then it's just like not counter ganks, counter forms me and it's like, oh yeah, my camps are just respawning all the time. And so yeah, so the jungle is just really hard to balance, like really hard to balance and make it feel good. So Um, I don't think the fact that the jungle kind of spawn faster or slower and they don't give more XP is an issue at all because it really shouldn't impact because the game is too much about AoE fast farming and again they could have did a different approach like instead of even doing this they could have just made clearing slower in general or something like by a little bit on top junglers like that would so clear just like you know so I don't know that's fine I guess that's pretty much the whole patch though quite lengthy, very interesting. I think it's all good. A lot of people don't like this, but I don't know. There's a lot of negativity in League. I didn't need to watch XJ9 honestly. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just reading this like, oh yeah, face rush is safe bet for range and melee. Yeah, okay. So yeah, tell me what you think in the comments maybe and stuff. Tell me leave some comments. Be nice. Maybe share the video and stuff. Um, yeah, I should probably be playing League and streaming it, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it.